Hi, welcome to Craft It Sweetly. I'm Deanna. Thanks so much for being here. So in this video, I'd like to show you how you can customize your candle to match your decor using a napkin. So we'll take a napkin like this and I'll show you how to apply this. So let's get right into it. For this project, you have to decide what napkin you're going to use, and to some degree it will depend on the size of the candle. So this is 6 inches, which if I set it right next to the napkin here, it's right about half of this napkin. So to make it easier to handle, I am going to cut this napkin in half this way, and you can get 2 candles done out of this, out of one napkin. Okay, so I'll set that one aside. And before I separate the layers, if you've seen my other video with napkins, this actually has layers. And one of my viewers suggested an easy way to separate the layers. So I'll show you that in a second. But before I do that, I'm going to use this mini Cricut iron to iron this out. I want it to be nice and smooth instead of all wrinkly. So I'm just gonna, it only takes a minute for this to warm up. So I've got the candle, and you can choose any napkin you would like. I was debating between using this one or a dinosaur one. So I have this, and then the only other thing we need is a heat gun. So I'm just gonna use this as my heat gun, heat source for it. Any heat gun really will work. And as soon as this is warmed up, I'm gonna iron this, and as you can see, this kind of separated one layer, but it is a 3-ply napkin. So I'm gonna get this one out of the way and just gently go over the napkin to iron out the wrinkles. And then ultimately I'll have to cut this the other way also, but I wanted to get this smoothed out. And before I separate that last layer, I want to see how much I need approximately. So I'm going to put the candle down and then just kind of wrap it around and see how much I need. And you can see right here. Now we can go over this one more time. The iron is ready. I went and ironed this before it was completely hot. Alright, and then once you have this, I'm going to remove my padding here, and now I want to remove this other layer on here. And a quick, easy way to do that is to just use some Scotch tape or painter's tape, really any kind of tape, and set it down on this side. And if you pull on it, it's gonna rip this layer, as you can see, and that's gonna be enough to lift this ply off. And just gently go around and peel that layer off. Okay, done with the iron. I'm gonna set that off to the side. So now I've got the ply that I'm using. And because I don't want to get any wax on my work area here, I'm going to put a piece of cardboard down. So that way it's, as I'm melting a little bit of the wax off the candle, it's not actually melting on my glass surface area. So I'm just going to set this down. And as you can see, it's a little higher than the candle, but that's okay. I'm going to trim that afterwards off. And I'm just doing a dry run right now to make sure that everything is aligned properly. Okay, so I'm right there. And then I'm just going to start heating this. And before this goes, just so you can hear me a little better, just make sure that this is even and smooth as you're melting a very thin layer of the candle, the wax. Let me turn it this way. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this on. And you can almost see like right this area, a little bit of the wax has already melted. So it doesn't take long for the outer layer to melt, and then make sure that the napkin sticks to it. But you can see it change colors. And if you apply just a little bit of, just touch it a little bit, that makes sure that it adheres properly. And by pressing, you're also helping get some of those air bubbles out. Okay, here it's double ply, so that's where it's overlapping, not really double ply, but the napkin itself, it overlaps. So you can use an X-Acto knife to cut that part off. Okay, then I'm just gonna heat it one more time all the way around, and then this part we can trim off, and I'm just gonna use scissors to trim the excess that's above. And then once you have it all the way around, what you can do is just make sure you go all the way one more time, and any places that are not shiny is actually means that the napkin has not quite stuck to the candle. Okay, and that's it. So that's an easy way to customize your candle based on what your theme is for, you know, whatever room you're putting this in. But that's pretty cool to do. Not likely that you'll find a candle with exactly as, you know, you're looking for, but you might find a napkin that matches the decor, and it'll be easier to decorate your candle this way. So quick, easy project. If you have any questions, or you end up making something with your napkin like this, post it in my Facebook group. Would love to see what napkin you use for your candles. And you can use the smaller ones for the little 4-inch ones, or go all creative with it. You can cut some of these out and apply them individually instead of the whole napkin. That's certainly another option. If you have any questions, please comment below. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next project.